Here we are at the proper Eastern Palace, the dungeon itself.
Those are some spooky statues.
Yeah.
I'm at least 60% certain they're going to come to them.
Cthulhu statues.
Not enough tentacles.
Yeah, they're just cyclopic fans of Chun-Li.
Oh, good, a button.
Yet the pot couldn't press the button.
Well, it's like we already established. The pots must have holes in the bottom. It was just kind of shoved on top of the button, surrounding it.
Very, very poor design there.
I'd like to meet whoever designed this trap. Okay, I'm going to have alternating small balls and then one really big cannonball. I'm just going to have lots of them. There's probably like a recycling. It's like a big loop. But where's it getting the energy from then?
Wrong button. Magic.
A wizard.
Magic wizard.
That seems kind of... Oh, can hold more than 200 rupees.
Yep.
I think we captured that. Not sure why.
Well, some games they do have a wallet system where you can only hold so much, and then you get a wallet upgrade to let you hold more, but in this one you can hold 999 right from the start. There's a skeleton.
There's an RPG without a skeleton.
Stalfos specifically. Phos being a suffix that in general means humanoid-shaped thing, and Stal being a common prefix for skeleton.
Skeletons. Pretty agile, guys.
Yep.
Just keep huckling the sword right.
Don't even get stunned by the boomerang either. This is a nice room.
Yep, there's like 0% chance those are gonna turn into Stalfos.
You're right, they just pop out of nowhere.
Very subtle screw you to that.
They're like, hey, there's gonna be enemies here. But not the ones you think.
It's easier to kill them with pots because they aren't as jumpy about them.
They're like, yeah, I'm fine about the pots. Not scared of no pots. And then you just brain them with the pot.
Is it braining if they don't actually have a brain?
Well, skull them with the pot then.
And now you can see what the compass does. Another winter dungeon that actually has one.
Oh.
The flashing dot is where I am, although you can see that even without the compass. The big red square, just one square over from where I am, the rectangle there is a chest. Specifically the big chest, which is the chest in the dungeon that gives you that dungeon's item. And that flashing skull at the top is the boss.
How does a compass point to a boss? Good question.
Magic.
Evil magic.
It's a kind of magic.
It's magnetic.
Telepathy tiles.
Some descendants of Hylians are telepathic, but not all.
Are Hylians themselves telepathic?
Like I said, some of them... Oh, the original Hylians? Same thing. It has to do with bloodlines and magical origins and that kind of thing. Zelda's telepathic, Sahasrahla is. Probably has to do with being a descendant of the sages, honestly, more than being Hylian.
Oh, hey, there's one of those statue being things.
Yep. And up.
Oh, hello. 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 Okay.
Forget what these guys are called. It might just be Cyclops. A lot of hits.
Well,
And this is the big chest that I mentioned.
Oh.
Big key opens these as well as the boss doors.
damn.
And just shrugs off the boomerang. Most heavy monsters will. They aren't really affected by the boomerang.
Did we get any upgrade for boomerang? A bigger boomerang?
Unfortunately, no, you don't get one that makes it able to hit stronger enemies.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it kind of stays as a low level out. We're kind of locked in here. But this gives me a chance to show another use of magic powder. If I don't step on that stupid switch. And miss it and have them drain all my magic. Well, if you use the powder on them, they change into a fairy.
Oh. Nice.
Yep, because they are anti-fairies.
Oh. That's pretty cool.
But that's a bit tricky.
Yeah, especially because when they hit you, they drain magic. If you can get a handle on it, though, it's a good way to heal up in the middle of dungeons, because a lot of dungeons have anti-fairies in a room. Well, I'm actually able to show it now if I manage it. There you go. I couldn't really see it, but it happened.
Oh.
Yeah, I grabbed it too fast for it. Would have liked to have it stay out so I could have grabbed it with the bug catching net, but oh well. Because if you have a fairy in a bottle, then when you run out of hearts, it will emerge and give you a heal of 6 hearts.
Oh.
If you could get some magic, this would be a good point to try it.
Unfortunately, these ones are actually immune to that specifically.
Lovely.
Yeah, you can do it for everything else, but not these guys.
Oh, the Cyclops has a little sort of cape thing.
Oh, he does. It's a classy Cyclops.
Cyclops. Can you hit the Cyclops with the pod? Oh, there you can.
Oh. Button.
Hey, the key.
Yep. So we can hit that thing. Still a little bit more to explore, though. We haven't picked up the map yet. Now, you never technically have to necessarily get all of them to pass a dungeon, but I always like just getting them all just for the sake of completeness.
Oh. Oh! Hey.
Yep.
At least until you're right. Hello, what the shit? Goodbye.
Kinda jerks.
Yeah. And in general, anything with a big eye, gonna be weak to arrows. Unless they give you a good amount when you kill them with an arrow.
Yeah. Shoot him in the eye with that. So dodgy.
And like I said, I could just go straight here, or I could just do something that I remembered.
I was about to suggest it.
Uh-huh.
Secret fairy room.
Dang.
Everything in
Got a
Zelda serves a purpose.
Yep, that's what these tiles are. These are the far end of a teleportation tile somewhere.
Yeah. That's pretty bad.
Oh, gotta kill them again. They're not good at dodging projectiles, so you can do a little bit better with arrows. You can line things up properly. Fortunately, they do still walk around, which makes it a little tricky. But not any worse than pots. And we never went on this side, so the map is probably over here. Stalfos. Oh, let's see if I can get this one. Maybe I can actually show it this time. Not just run into it right away. There we go. Of course, I don't actually need the fairy this time, but...
Well, you unnegate a fairy, so...
I saved it.
So how did the fairies become the nega fairies? Anti-fairies.
A lot of the stuff in this game is implied to be just Aghanim ruining everything. That's why the crows are crazy, and the rats and the snakes, and so it's probably related to that, I'd imagine.
Evil magic.
Yeah. Although later games also have things called bubbles, which basically look like anti-fairies. So, and they don't seem to be related at all in other games. You can't really turn one into another. So it might also just be coincidence, or maybe they got the name because you can do that to them, or hard to know, really.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Can you jump down here, or...?
Unfortunately, no, because you've got these barriers here. Has to be open to be able to jump down. Just a flat surface.
Okay. Hi, guys.
Do this again.
So rude.
So rude. Oh, and now that I do have the map, you can see what's beyond. And looks like we pretty much got the place. Just need to go through the boss door.
Alright.
Then we'll have some fun.
Oh, this is familiar. I think I've got a little bit of magic left. Oh, and it's a very good thing I had a little bit left.
Okay.
Ah. Hope I get both of them at once.
So what are the tentacle things?
That's another thing that I can't remember the name of offhand.
Tentacle things.
Yeah. Zelda Wiki has all this stuff, and I'll probably fill it in like episode descriptions or something, I imagine. Well, this is a nice room.
I think you mean get picture of it.
I am surprised I didn't get hit there.
All the skills are flooding back to you.
And of course, it's on the last one.
The tentacles are popos, by the way.
Thank you.
It didn't look like law enforcement.
Figured since I know the game, I can look things up.
Makes sense.
Whereas I'd be searching tentacle things, Legend of Zelda.
Probably a bad idea.
Definitely a bad idea.
This looks like a very fun game.
That was a fake switch. Fake switch. Fake. There it is.
Imagine the designer of this. Trying
You know what? Let's just have a room that's just filled with cannonballs, and there are 4 switches, but only one of them's right.
between our main room and our bathroom. Let's install that just in case.
Red Cyclops. Red Cyclops. Oh, damn. Takes more than 1 arrow in the eye to
Takes
get rid
only
of.
2.
Yeah. That's at least twice as many. And there's that sort of skull thing. Ooh. Nice.
By the way, they're called Eyegores.
Oh, come on. We totally got him that time.
It's annoying that they put the grabbing stuff on the shoulder buttons, because I always push the wrong one.
Do you have to grab the pots, or can you not break them?
I honestly don't know.
I don't think you can.
Okay.
Or at least without
here
the...
is the boss,
timbering.
Armistice.
Well.
And of course, because it's a Zelda game, you want to use the item you got in the dungeon.
Jesus Christ. Break their formation. Interesting, that thing then like knocks them out of their pattern a little bit.
Yeah.
Good thing we have a lot of arrows.
Yep. You can kill them with swords, but it takes much longer.
So a good reason to not run out of arrows.
Yeah.
Help if we could hit them.
That's what it says.
Oh.
It's
One
angry.
left, it becomes angry.
Well, wouldn't you?
Well, you did kill all his friends, I guess. Oh, you dropped a heart. Sweet. And a pendant? Oh, it's the thing.
Pendant of Courage.
Hey.